Just walking down to the post office to get my next two locomotives and oh, that's a good catch. $264 with one of the XQNE AC 4400s. The old hotel recently sold at tax auction. I believe the new owner is planning on restoring it. It's going to need a lot of work. Is long today. It's 63 degrees right now. Nice warm. Yeah, t-shirt. There's the end. I'll walk down to the post office to get my locomotive. Alright, now we're up here in the workshop and we're going to open a package. Package that I just picked up at the post office. Package from Train World. The next two additions to the roster. And yet another couple Athearns. I think I definitely have a majority Athearn locomotive roster, since both these are Athearns, and I have 2 Athearn ready to roll, plus 2 Athearn Genesis. So that's 4 Athearns already. Plus I have those 3 Athearns up there as well, so that's 7 Athearns. Now this is 8 and 9. Because New York does not allow peanuts anymore, we have different types of packaging. Last package came in the pillows. This is in partially shredded cardboard. Make for a good fire starter. All right. We have the Athearn 75th anniversary SD40-2, and I'm so glad that they still had these, because I really wanted this locomotive. I wanted it when it came when it came out, was when I first saw it, which was 2021, I think. And this is sound and DCC equipped with the economy, I believe. I believe it has the economy. Been sitting around a while. It's dirty. But we got that. And then we have another Athearn Genesis. This one is HLCX 3814 at GP38-2. I have a GP39-2. I have a GP18, I have a GP30, I have a GP40-2 LW. Now I finally have a GP38-2. The next 2 locomotives I'm going to be getting are yet another 2 different models that I don't have yet. Let's take these out of the box. Up here. Where I have space. And I'll take them downstairs and do a review on the 3814, because I can't really do a review on Athearn 1946 because there is no prototype for it. So we're just going to take it out of the box and take a look at it. Probably a lot of you have this locomotive, or have at least seen it in other videos. I don't think I've seen somebody with it, but I know there's at least 2 other people that bought it from Train World, because they had 3 of them, or did they have more of them, more than 3, when I first saw it. And there we go. Athearn 75th anniversary. I like the scheme. It's really sharp scheme. I really like that blue. That blue is approximately the same color as the blue will be for the Finger Lakes Northern. I think I was planning on making it a little bit darker, but it'll be very similar to this blue. And the gold would be about the same as the, or I might make it this bright yellow for the pinstripes, because this is very similar to the Finger Lakes Northern paint scheme, which this is actually going to have it. I'm going to have it being a Finger Lakes Northern locomotive, and having him painting locomotive to honor Athearn's 75th anniversary. So this will actually be Finger Lakes Northern 1946, and this is very similar to the scheme I have in mind for the Finger Lakes Northern, only green, with green up here, green and below, with a dark blue stripe where this light blue stripe is, and the yellow pinstriping along, and then Finger Lakes Northern down the side, and then the nose would have the Finger Lakes Northern Diamond Herald. I don't know how that would look, but this is going to stay in this paint scheme. We'll probably keep it pretty clean. So the railroad would have kept this pretty clean. If special paint scheme was a short line or regional. And this has the uncoupling thing for the front. The one on the back is installed, the one on the front is not. And this has ditch lights. It does look like they work, because there is lenses in there. So, excuse me. Now let's take the HLCX out of its packaging. I do wish that Athearn hadn't gotten rid of these tight style boxes. I really like these. It really shows the class of the Athearn Genesis line. The Athearn Genesis 2.0, they got 2.2, they got rid of these boxes, and that's a shame. I haven't gotten an Athearn Genesis 2. There's a bunch of them on my wish lists. Eating them eventually, most likely. We got our HLCX 3814. Absolutely gorgeous locomotive. This paint scheme, I don't remember seeing this very much, but I saw it in pictures online, and it's just interesting. We have the HLCX 3814, and we'll get more into detail of this when we do the review downstairs. But this does have ditch lights. I cannot tell if they work, but we'll see that in a bit after we do our review downstairs. The seat in it, I will say this. Oh, there's two seats there. Okay. It's got the it's got the winter window on this side, and the shade on this side. I will point that out right now. And I am noticing that the sanding pipes are not in the correct position. They are like, this one's like way out, sticking way out here, and that's not really good. That's not where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be right down by the wheel, and it's not. And none of them are, in fact, where they're supposed to be. So that's a little. That's something that I would prefer the detail not be there than be in the wrong place. But the best thing about this, we have no handrails that are loose. That is amazing for an Athearn. None of the handrails are loose. They're all where they're supposed to be. They're all glued in nice and solid. That's good. Now, we'll go downstairs and go to Rare Pictures Archives and do a little review on how well this is detailed. Okay, now here is you're downstairs with the computer to look at pictures of HLCX 3814. Now this is built as TM867, which is a Texas-Mexican railroad, and this is what it looked like when it was TM 867. You did not have dynamic brakes back then, and it did not have dynamic brakes all through its life at TM. Here we see it sitting there. Can't tell. It's this one. This is 867 back here, and that's 866. Now here is its first picture. This is in 2005, and we'll flip this around. Now on this one, we have the dynamic brakes been added here. We do not have this window. It does not have the extended window, on there. One thing that is missing is the holder for the MU hose. In fact, this one doesn't even have, it's prototypical, it doesn't have the MU hose on the front of the locomotive anyway, but it still has the cup to put it there. That would be a nice detail to add at some point. Ditch lights are correct. Housings aren't exactly right. They're a little bit too tall, but I think that's the best you can hope for. The MU receptacle is right where it's supposed to be, up underneath the decking, which is probably why they don't have an MU hose in the front of it, because that looks like that would be impossible to reach. You can see under here the wiring for the ditch lights. I don't know if you can see that or not. There you can. Of course, the correct hoses, and they've got them through the plow like they are here. Sometimes they'll tuck them behind, but in here they have them through. The lifting thing is red. It is on the prototype too. You can see it right here. It's red, just like in the model. Painted on number boards, prototypical. Headlights are have the shields on the underside. There's the little hatch on the top here, and the front sander filler. The antenna looks like it's a little bit too far forward. It's hard to tell, but it looks like it is a little bit too far forward on the model. It looks like it should be back here a little bit more. Have to see. You have a picture from the other side. This one you really get a look at the paint scheme. And it does look like the bottom, looks like this red stripe is a little bit too thin. This one on the real one, it's quite a bit thicker. It's like twice as thick as the one on top, and this one doesn't look like it's quite that thick. Maybe it is. It's hard to tell. You'd have to get out a thing to measure it, but again, that antenna looks like it's too far forward. So here it is on a prototype. Put them at approximately the same angle. And you got the horn here. The antenna looks like it should be back here. It's got the right handbrake. This one, in the model, there is no class lights on it. And on this one, they're just painted over. They're still there. You can see them, but they're just painted over. And here's another picture, and just as I suspected, side-by-side view, that antenna is back here. It should be right here. It shouldn't be up here. They got it too far forward. It should be right here. In fact, it looks like it should be almost over on this corner, closer to the other side. I've never seen a detail that far off with a Genesis model. Red below, I'm not quite sure what. Not too big of a deal, but this railing stanchion is in the wrong place on the model. On the prototype, you can see the fuel fill is quite a bit forward of that hand railing stanchion, and this one, it's right on top of it. Not that big of a deal, but that's why all the fuel tank details in the wrong place. Okay, that's a bigger deal than I thought it was. The emergency fuel shutoff is in the right place, but and this is in the right place, but the tank level, the filler, and I can't remember what this thing is. These are supposed to be down here at the end, and the filler is supposed to be right above them. You can see the bell is there, and it is there on the prototype. That's kind of disappointing. Of course, the model, it's missing the waste dump there. I haven't seen any pictures of the back of it to see if the headlight's correct. Yeah, it looks like it's correct in the back, but that antenna is definitely in the wrong place, and the fuel tank details are in the wrong place. They're too far back. The antenna is too far forward, and the fuel tank details are too far back. Let's see, we got a later photo. There's the winterization window right there. This was in 2008 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and there you can see the window there. So this was not a but again, you can see the class lights are painted over there, and they're just plain missing from here. So hopefully we look through enough pictures and we can find when exactly this model was supposed to represent. It's not 2008, that's for sure. Maybe 2012. Where Pictures Archives is wanting to load really slow. It's definitely not 2012 because you can see here we have an AC unit on the roof now, and they replaced the horn with, I don't know what that is. That's atrocious. I don't want to know what that would sound like. But still, class lights. It looks like they've taken the lenses out now, but it's still painted over, and you can still see the outside edge, and there is no such detail on the front of this locomotive. So an actually disappointing in detail on this Genesis SD38-2. Not great. Yeah, that's it's not the best. That's not the best Athearn Genesis model I've ever made. Of course, most people would not notice the differences, but and I don't think that's prototypical. Oh, those aren't even. Wait a minute. What the? Okay. Well, the handrails aren't broken, but the person who put on that grab iron, this one right here, they missed the holes. They glued them to the outside. They're sturdy, and it's on there sturdy, but it's supposed to go in the holes, and it's above them. You can see the holes just below them. Did I waste $250? No. But it's gonna. This is gonna look great. This is gonna look great on the layouts. It definitely provides the thing of color that I need, and I can't remember when this one is supposed to be for the layout. It was in the area at some point, and I can't remember when it was. Oops, went back and I meant to. It was in the area. Let's see, where is it? I know I had seen point. I don't see it now. Huh. Or maybe it was because it had been in 2020 and I could use it as least power in the Finger Lakes Northern. I don't remember. I gotta look at my notes on it to find out. But yeah, now we'll go upstairs and we'll see the two of the locomotives running. Okay, and we're gonna try this again. I was recording it and it paused and missed everything I said. Okay, we'll take this and we'll put it on the tracks. Which, of course, because it's an Athearn, immediately starts up. This is, of course, obviously, Athearn 1946 or Finger Lakes Northern 1946 is what it is now. This does have functioning ditch lights. There's the ditch lights, only on the front. It has no ditch lights in the rear. I'm going to have to couple these by hand because it does not like, these couplers do not like each other. There we go. Goodbye. It is currently pulling 10 cars. 10, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10 cars, the caboose, and then 5 more. So it's pulling 16 cars. We're not going to go too far because Athearn locomotives do not like the extension track. Try to use one of the polishing tools on the Dremel tool, those cloth polishing heads to polish that track. Maybe that'll get them to like it. All right, now sounds of an economy. I don't know what people are complaining about. That sounds pretty good to me. But whatever. Now let's go on to seeing the HLCX38-14 run. Now, of course, because it's an Athearn, got to put it on the track on camera, because otherwise it's going to start up off camera. This is, of course, an Athearn Genesis locomotive. And yeah, you can see some differences between the two. But not much. The air conditioner does look a little fake on this one. But they are comparable, other than the fact that this one, of course, it has a smooth porch. That's the biggest difference you can see. Other than that, they look pretty much the same. Of course, we got the headlight. That's got a nice bright headlight. This is the same function. Okay, what'd I do? I'm not sure what happened. I hit the lighting effect and it muted the locomotive. There we go. You got the ditch lights. It's a different style horn than the 1946. But of course, it does not have rear ditch lights. I'll change direction so you can see the rear headlight. There's the rear headlight. Now we'll back up. Now let's pull forward. Well, this one's got a nice crawl at speed step 1. Unlike the GP18, I like how this one crawls along at speed step 1. That's much more realistic for speed step 1. Although I prefer for it to throttle up on speed step 1 and then start moving on speed step 2. Get a nice delay, but I think that can be done by changing the momentum. Okay, so that's it for the running of HLCX3814. From CP Silver Springs, milepost 360, there in Vauxhall and Sun, to your line. Keep on loving trains. Tim out.